Demo starts right now.
The individual had almost a dozen 30-round high-capacity magazines on them, so that's a whole lot of victims there.
Officials in St. Louis reveal more information following a deadly shooting at a school. What they're saying this morning about the officers' response time to that incident.
It's a great show, right? They do their fun job.
And our San Antonio Spurs snatched another win from the Minnesota Timberwolves last night. We have some of the best moments of the win just ahead.
Yay, win on the road. And taking a look outside with a live cam, a little cooler this morning. We're starting at 65 degrees.
And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday. It is October 25th. Did you hear the wind and the storms last night?
I slept through it.
Yeah.
What about you?
They woke me up. Okay. I was telling Mike, it's like somebody's throwing kitty litter against the windows in my bedroom. The winds, we had some rain, and where are we at now?
Well, and also some severe storms late last night as that front moved on through here. But right now things are clearing out quite nicely. Look at the live cam picture, and you can see some stars off in the background. We have a few clouds left over off to the east, and wind is still an issue this morning. These are sustained winds. 21 Kerrville, 17 Bernie Stage, 14 out there at the airport, and then you got wind gusts. 28 Bernie Stage, 31 Kerrville, Los Maples at 40, and 49 up there in Fredericksburg, 29 in Hondo right now. So it is Halloween decorations, everything else. Hopefully it doesn't cause any power outages around the area. Just watch that. We do have a wind advisory in effect for the I-35 corridor out into the hill country, and this is up until 9 o'clock this morning. We are seeing, as we are right now, gusts close to 50 miles per hour, as is the case in Fredericksburg. Temperatures, we're at 66, low 60s in the hill country, and they will continue to drop down somewhat. Not as much as we're going to be seeing tomorrow. One reason is the wind. It keeps the atmosphere kind of stirred up a little bit, but we do have the dry air in place. So we've got two of the three ingredients: clear skies, mostly clear skies, dry air. Like I said, the wind keeps things kind of stirred up a bit more, but we will still drop down about anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees from where we are right now. Mold, ragweed are both on the low side, and this morning, partly cloudy skies, mainly off to the east. We'll drop down to 58 degrees here in town, so light jacket's not a bad idea. Very gusty this morning and still breezy this afternoon. Not as windy as what it is right now. A high temperature up to 78, low humidity. Fantastic day. Gorgeous tomorrow. Another front comes through then late Thursday night, and we'll talk about that, see what that does and what it does for the weekend. Details in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, thank you. New this morning, a man is now charged with capital murder in a case involving two teens who were shot over on San Antonio's east side last month. Police records show that Curtis Ray Wilson is officially charged with capital murder, multiple persons in connection to the deaths of 16-year-old Omar Neal and 17-year-old Devin Taylor. Court records show Wilson is now in the Bexar County Jail on a $500,000 bond. The shooting happened September 18th. San Antonio police said Neal and Taylor were shot in the 200 block of Noblewood Drive. They were taken to the hospital where they later died. According to the affidavit, another man, Aiden Cantu, is also charged with capital murder in this case.
For the first time, we are expecting to hear from the parents of Eric Cantu later today. The 17-year-old was put on life support after a now fired San Antonio police officer shot multiple rounds at him in a McDonald's parking lot. The family's new high-profile attorney, Ben Crump, is also expected to speak today. We're going to bring you that press conference starting at 11 a.m. on KSAT.com and in our later newscast.
A St. Louis community reeling from a deadly shooting at a high school yesterday. It left two victims and the suspected gunman dead.
As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, officials say 7 teenagers were injured, but they are in stable condition.
This could have been much worse.
That terrifying thought follows a deadly school shooting in St. Louis yesterday.
Today is one of those days that we pray never happens across this country.
Police say a teenage girl and a 61-year-old woman were killed. Alumni say the older victim was a teacher at Central Visual Performing Arts High School.
The individual had almost a dozen 30-round high-capacity magazines on them, so that's a whole lot of victims there.
Interim Police Commissioner Michael Sachs says a quick response saved lives. 7 security officers were on duty, according to the district. A police precinct is nearby, and the department says more officers were in the area for a funeral.
They drove there, they put the car in park, they drew a weapon, they went into the building. There was no sidewalk conference, there was no discussion, there was no, hey, where are you going to, they just went right in.
Authorities say it took 4 minutes for officers to arrive and another 10 to stop the suspect. They identify him as a 19-year-old recent graduate from the school. Sack says he might have struggled with mental illness.
Please have a conversation with your kid if they're old enough to have a device and make sure that any hoax or any joke that they're sending about school shooting right now will be taken incredibly seriously.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The U.S. Department of Justice, the U.S. Justice Department, yes, has now responded to a federal appeals court that put a temporary block on the president's student loan relief plan. It says that the states have failed to prove they would be injured by the administration's debt relief initiative. The GOP-led states claim the president has overstepped his authority. More than 22 million borrowers who have already applied for debt forgiveness now face an uncertain future. The 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals temporarily sided with 6 Republican-led states that sued to block the relief program. So now it's unclear whether a resolution will come by January 1st, when payments on all federal student loans are set to restart.
In Israel, Israeli forces have raided a stronghold of an armed group in the occupied West Bank's second largest city, blowing up an explosive lab and engaging in a firefight. Palestinian health officials say 5 Palestinians were killed and 20 were wounded. The raid earlier today was one of the deadliest in the West Bank this year. The target of the raid was a group calling itself the Lion's Den, accused by Israel of having killed a soldier and attempting several attacks. A spokesman for the Palestinian president denounced the ongoing raids as a war crime.
2 weeks to go till the midterm election, and debates are in full swing across several key battleground states. In Florida overnight, Governor Ron DeSantis refused to commit to serving a full 4-year term if reelected. He was pressed on the issue by his Democratic rival Charlie Crist at their only gubernatorial debate. Crist is a former congressman and one-term Florida governor. He accused DeSantis, who's considered a likely 2024 presidential contender, of being too distracted by his national political ambitions to lead properly.
And time now is 4:37 and 65 degrees for now.
From shampoo to sausage to baby blankets, there are a lot of items being recalled this week. We'll tell you why and which items to look out for.
And your San Antonio Spurs survive a late rally by the Minnesota Timberwolves. What Coach Pop is saying about the win coming up.
Traffic Authority, this time of morning, we rarely see too many problems out there right now. The roads are dry here at 37 and Jones Avenue. There are some puddles on those side streets due to overnight rain in some spots. And there's I-37 at Loop 410.
Yeah, looks good right now. And taking a look outside with live cam, I know things are a lot calmer right now. We are starting cooler also at 65 degrees. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. I picked a good morning to wear my Spurs tie. Our Spurs continue their road trip in Minnesota last night, looking for their 3rd straight win against the T-Wolves. Spurs start out hot. Trey Jones lobbed it to rookie Jeremy Sohan for an alley-oop slam. Sohan with 6 points early. It's 8-3 San Antonio. A few plays later, off the miss, Jakob Poeltl right there to tip it in. And then the Spurs pushing the pace again. Keldon Johnson to Josh Primo for the basket, count it, and the foul. He'd hit the free throw, and San Antonio leads after 1. Early second quarter, defense turning offense. Jones comes up with a steal to find Sohan for another alley-oop dunk. And then right before the end of the half, Primo finds Devin Vassell, top of the arc, for a 3 with 5 seconds left. Spurs lead at 67-57 at the break. Okay, third quarter, Spurs still pushing the pace after forcing a turnover. Jones tracks down the loose ball, finds Keldon Johnson, who gets it to Sohan for yet another alley-oop. Then Vassell strikes again. Another three-pointer late in the quarter, and San Antonio heads into the fourth. Vassell finishes with a team-high 23. Keldon adds 18. Spurs survive a late Minnesota surge to win their 3rd straight, 115-106.
They're humble yet confident. They come to play, they come to win. Obviously, you're not going to win every one, but they play like they're going to win. And that's all you can ask. You can go sleep at night when you got a group that does that.
Next up, Spurs stay in Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves again tomorrow night. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock at the Target Center. Baseball now. The games are set for the 2022 World Series between the Astros and Phillies. The first 2 games are in Houston. That's Friday and Saturday. Series moves to Philadelphia on Monday and Tuesday of next week. High school football back here at home. Big game, and our big game coverage this week features #1 ranked Bernie Greyhounds against the 8th ranked Somerset Bulldogs at Bulldog Stadium this Friday night. Greyhounds coming to this game with a perfect 8-0 record, 3-0 in district, 14-4A Division I, where they are averaging 45 points a game. Bulldogs have suffered only 1 loss this season. This is for the district title. Kickoff at Bulldog Nation is Friday night, set for 7 o'clock. Inaugural UIL Water Polo State Tournament will be held this Saturday at the Josh Davis Natatorium. Brandeis becomes the first girls team from San Antonio to ever punch their ticket to state. Thanks to an incredible fourth-quarter rally, Broncos erased a 5-goal deficit to beat Brennan 23-14 in overtime in the regional final. Now they prepare to make even more history by facing Clute Brazoswood in the state semifinals Saturday at 10:30 a.m. And that is a look at morning sports.
Exciting there. Time now 4:43 and 65 degrees for now. Coming up next, we're going to tell you about a list of recall alerts issued for products that might be sitting in your cabinet or your fridge right now.
There is a new lawsuit against the makers of some chemical hair straightening products. We'll tell you which ones are being linked to cancer.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details on the lawsuit against the makers of chemical hair straightening products.
I am the first voice of many voices to come. We'll stand up to these companies.
The science was always there for everybody to see.
Army veteran Jenny Mitchell and her attorneys, including Ben Crump, filing a lawsuit against 5 companies claiming Mitchell's uterine cancer was directly caused by chemicals found in hair relaxers sold by those brands, which Mitchell says she started using as a child.
I underwent a full hysterectomy. That was harder than the cancer diagnosis because I will never be able to carry my own kids.
And we'll have much more on this lawsuit and what it means for consumers coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Monaco Sarabdi, ABC News, New York.
Several popular brands of dry shampoo are being recalled because of a potential cancer risk.
And the sausage maker is recalling tons of meat you might have in your freezer. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz elaborates in this week's Recall Roundup.
It's a huge recall of dry shampoo. Unilever is pulling 19 popular aerosol sprays because they may have elevated levels of benzene. That's a chemical known to cause cancer. The brands are Dove, Suave, Nexus, Tresemme, and Bedhead, all made before 2021. Unilever says it knows of no health problems linked to these shampoos, but is recalling them as a precaution. We have a link on our website so you can get your money back. Don't eat the sausage. Bob Evans is recalling more than 7,000 pounds of Italian pork sausage because it may have bits of blue rubber in it. The chubs were sold nationwide and have a use or freeze by date of November 26th. Take it back or toss it out. Parent alert! More than 100,000 baby blankets sold at Home Goods, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx are recalled. The threads can come loose and babies can get trapped or strangled. The Mittal International blankets were sold since last year in various colors. Take it back. And this gun may be a toy, but the danger is real. Gel Blaster of Austin is recalling more than 62,000 Surge Model 1 toy guns. There are dozens of reports of the lithium-ion battery inside smoking or catching fire. Contact the company for a refund. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Transguide right now, I'm not seeing it on the cameras, but we've got an accident just came in just in the last few minutes. I-37 southbound at Southeast Military. Only one lane is blocked. It looks like it's just the shoulder. That call came in at just 4:47. That's the only thing we're seeing right now in the metro area.
Well, good news. So I hear we had a noisy night last night.
I slept through it as well.
Too?
So, yeah. But you said the rain was hitting your windows like cat litter or something?
Yeah, it was really going. And you guys said that we would have some gusty winds overnight, and those continue in some spots this morning.
Yeah, we've got wind gusts already up in parts of the hill country, 45, 50 miles per hour, and that's going to be the case throughout most of the morning. So talking about traffic, if you drive a high-profile vehicle, something like that, both hands on the steering wheel because, yeah, it is just going to be really windy. And this is what it looked like in Fredericksburg as that line of storms started brewing, and then the line sort of filled in just to the southeast of San Antonio last night, and there were some reports of severe weather as well, and then that has moved on out of here very quickly. Looking off to the west southwest, and we've got, you can see a couple little stars out there and our planets, and so we got a lot of clear skies moving on in. We had a few clouds left over here in town. 20-mile-per-hour winds sustained Bernie Stage, 26 up there in Kerrville, and then the gusts on top of it, 40 in Kerrville, 32 Bernie Stage, again 45 up around Fredericksburg. Just a couple of moments ago it was 49-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Fredericksburg, 29 Hondo, 36 Rock Springs. So that will be the situation, like I said, throughout the rest of the morning. Gusts close to 50 miles per hour. Hill country, San Antonio up 35 and out 90 to the west, and that's the wind advisory, like I said, up until 9 o'clock this morning. We have dropped down a couple of degrees. We'll continue to get some of this relatively cooler air coming on in here, so we drop another 5, close to 10 degrees before it's all said and done. Bone dry air out there as expected. So notice how this kind of greenish area with the higher dew points well off to the east, that's the air that we were in yesterday. And as a matter of fact, these numbers have dropped down 41 degrees, dew point has, compared to this time yesterday. It was relatively on the humid side before that front moved on through here. 38 degree difference in Hondo, dropped down 47 degrees in Uvalde. So bone dry air. Problem with that is in the windy conditions, very high fire danger, especially in portions of the hill country. So we'll drop down to 58 this morning. Still very windy out there. Plenty of sunshine, 68 at 11 o'clock, 70 at noon. It will still be breezy, not as windy. We top off at 78 later on this afternoon, and the dry air will just continue to pump on in here. And this is with light wind tomorrow morning. This is going to allow the coolest air to come in here by tomorrow. Will be in the 40s, and then moisture really doesn't start to return until about Thursday. That'll peak there. Another front comes on through, and that's going to shave off and get rid of some of the humidity going on in here to the weekend. So good looking weekend. That will then, well, we'll talk about Halloween in just a moment. 70 at noon today. Sunny, still windy this morning especially, and then 78 high temperature today. Pretty close to what you would expect this time of year. Tomorrow we start off in the upper 40s, very chilly, then a huge warm up to the upper 70s. Now Thursday, humidity starts to come back in. Another front's going to move on through here, and that's going to touch off some showers, a couple of thunderstorms in the overnight hours. Early Friday, almost a similar scenario to this, not as windy in behind it, but still breezy. Good looking weekend, roughly normal temperatures. Halloween, 80 for a high, and it'll start off at 59. So not bad on Halloween, not cold, not too hot, so I guess nothing too scary.
Nothing too scary.
All right,
at
we'll
all.
take it.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Mike. 452, 66 degrees. We are now monitoring that action on TransGuide 37 at Southeast Military. We'll keep you posted.
And coming up next, why you may have to give up a little more of your money to see Ted Lasso again. Plus, there are new problems for Kanye West.
Lotto numbers, nobody won Powerball. It's up to $680 million, but we start with pick 3. 108, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 3745, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 9, 13, 18, 20, 23. Your text is two-step, 11, 17, 20, 25. Bonus ball 8. And those Powerball numbers 18, 23, 35, 45, 54, Powerball 16, Power Play 4.
456, a sitcom is on pause following the death of actor Leslie Jordan. Plus, the cost of Apple TV Plus is going up.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
That's just something I've heard people say.
The Fox sitcom Call Me Kat pausing production following the death of one of its stars, Leslie Jordan. Jordan died Monday in a single-car accident in Los Angeles at the age of 67. The Emmy-winning character actor was best known for roles on Will and Grace and American Horror Story and in the movie The Help.
I've gone viral.
And during the pandemic, he found a new audience of millions on social media with his ability to make people smile. Kanye West now without representation in Hollywood. His agency CAA has dropped him. This comes after the rapper repeatedly used interviews and social media to perpetuate stereotypes about Jewish control of the media and financial institutions. Also, MRC Entertainment has shelved a finished documentary about West, saying it cannot support any content that amplifies West's platform. It's going to cost you more to watch Ted Lasso, Apple TV Plus, with its first ever price hike since the streaming service launched almost 3 years ago. It's going from $5 a month to $7, the annual plan going from $50 a year to $70. The price also going up for Apple Music, as well as the company's entertainment bundle, which includes video games. And happy birthday to Katy Perry. The superstar singer and American Idol judge is 38 today, while The Office actor Craig Robinson is 51. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And time now is 4:57 and 66 degrees for now.
During the shooting at a St. Louis school yesterday, a girl said she was eye to eye with the shooter before his gun apparently jammed, and she was able to get away. We'll have what else authorities are revealing today about law enforcement response to the shooting.
Plus, why a trial against a former SAPD officer accused in a child pornography and bribery case may have trouble moving forward.
And again, we are now watching this incident. TransGuide is now focused in. This is 37 South at Southeast Military. We have quite a few first responders out there on the scene right now. Stephen Cavazos is here in the studio. We will talk to him coming up at the top of the hour and get an update.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Shots ring out on San Antonio's northeast side overnight. San Antonio police give an update on 2 people who were shot.
I seen my friend have all blood on her hand, and it was like she seen the shooter, and the shooter came to her and said, "You ready to die?"
Students and faculty share frightening moments when a shooter invaded a school in St. Louis. What police are now saying about how the gunman got inside.
Outside with live cam, very windy in some spots in our viewing area after a big storm system blew through last night. We mean blow big time. It was quite a storm system. We'll have more on that coming up. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 25th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a good Monday. And I was prepared for the win. We brought in Jack Skellington, the inflatable, inside the house. And I'm glad we did. I heard it was pretty bad.
It was. A lot of us slept through it, but we had some tree limbs down here there. I saw a few in my neighborhood this morning from last night's gusty winds.
Well, and gusty winds are still around, so you may still have that problem with, some tree limbs getting knocked down. Watch it if you drive a high-profile vehicle, semi, something like that, because wind right now is out of the northwest at 12. That's just the sustained wind out there at the airport. Temperature stands at 65. Couple leftover clouds. Look at the bottom number is 27. It was up in the 60s yesterday. So obviously, as expected, that front pulled in much, much drier air. We're going to make it up into the upper 70s later on today. Right about what you would expect this time of year. The aquifer, yesterday's count dropped down 1/2 foot, and the allergens, everything is on the low side. Of course, the updated count is going to be coming out in just about, I'll say 2.5 hours or so, right around 7:30. Here's what it looks like as far as wind out there. These are sustained winds, 18 miles per hour Bernie Stage, 25 Kerrville. Obviously a lot windier in portions of the hill country. Gusts 38 Kerrville, 40 Lost Maples, and 40 now Fredericksburg. But just within the past half hour, it has been gusting close to 50 miles per hour up in Fredericksburg. And there is a wind advisory in effect up until 9 o'clock for the hill country, 35, 90, and out to the northwest. So again, just hang on to your hat this morning. So windy, couple of clouds. They will continue to clear out from west to east. A lot of clear skies out there right now. Sunny, breezy, not as windy this afternoon, but still a decent breeze out there. Upper 70s, just fantastic with that low humidity. Cool tomorrow because we're not going to have the wind. So we'll have clear skies, very, very dry air, light wind, great radiational cooling, and then a beautiful afternoon. Thursday, we will start to see slight increase in the humidity preceding the next cool front to move on through here. So that'll touch off some rain late Thursday night, early Friday, and then we clear on out just in time for the weekend. Will that carry over into Halloween? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, good morning, Stephen. I see a lot of flashing lights out there.
Yep, Mike, unfortunately, 4 minutes after 5 this morning, we have big trouble there on 37 at Southeast Military. Let's get a closer look from TransGuide. They just received an update. I just received an update that that is, about this spot. Unfortunately, that highway there is now closed due to this crash that was reported just a few minutes earlier, past 4 this morning, 4:40, I should say. But you can see those flashing lights out there, and traffic is moving along on the frontage road. Just not good to have a problem out there, especially as drivers are making their way on I-37, perhaps probably out of town. But let's just get you to the map, because that crash reported off of I-37 southbound at Southeast Military. Good news is we're not seeing a buildup just yet. It's very early right now, and a lot of folks may still be at home, but keep this on your radar if you are planning to travel along I-37 a little bit later this morning. That crash could still be there, and the highway is now closed. I'll send a tweet alert in just a few minutes, but right now let's give you a wide look at the metro area. Thankfully, no big delays that we're seeing at this point. Things look pretty calm for the most part, so I would say it's a perfect time to take advantage of the empty roadways if you can. All right, 37, if you are traveling in the northbound lanes, it's pretty pleasant still, 28 minutes right now if you're heading in from Pleasanton. Highway 90 looks to be about 30 minutes at this point on traveling in the eastbound lanes, and that arrival from Lytle looks to be about 17 minutes at this hour. But of course, the big topic right now will be back here along I-37 southbound at Southeast Military. Again, keep that on your radar. I'll send an alert here in just a few minutes, but just make sure to plan your commute ahead of time. We also have active road closures to be on the lookout for. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, 2 people shot overnight at what's being called a family disturbance by police. It happened around 11 p.m. in the 800 block of Richland on the northeast side near Gimbler. San Antonio police say a man was arguing with his brother when he pulled out a gun and fired 2 shots. The bullets hit the brother and a nephew that was nearby. The brother was taken to a hospital. The nephew was treated on the scene by EMS. No word on any arrest so far.
Thousands of Bexar County voters are wasting no time casting a ballot. 32,005 votes were cast on the first day of early voting, and that's according to the Bexar County Elections Office. Compare that to last midterm election back in 2018. On the first day of early voting, a little more than 34,000 ballots were cast back then. That's about 2,000 more votes than yesterday's total. If you are wondering how many total votes were cast in the last midterm, more than 551,000 votes were cast in 2018. We will have to wait and see how that compares to the turnout after all ballots are cast in this year's election. Remember, early voting continues through November 4th. Election Day is on November 8th.
A trial against a former SAPD officer may have trouble moving forward. A judge has ruled that evidence in the case was improperly obtained. Eric Rodriguez is facing charges of child pornography and bribery. Court documents show a detective admitted she left out information in a warrant for the former officer's phone. There was also discrepancy on who signed the warrant. A judge ruled evidence from a second warrant must also be left out of court proceedings since it depended on the first warrant. Prosecutors could appeal that ruling.
Another law enforcement officer is facing criticism in Uvalde. CNN says the Department of Public Safety suspended Texas Ranger Christopher Ryan Kendall for the actions he failed to take during the response at Robb Elementary. Kendall was seen on surveillance cameras, often talking on his phone, both inside and outside of that school. He told investigators he was giving updates to his bosses. Sources say he had no discussions about options to breach the classroom. He is one of 7 DPS officers under investigation by the DPS Inspector General. Just last week, Juan Maldonado was fired after the investigation into his case was complete. Crimson Elizondo is also under investigation. She left DPS to take a job as an officer for the Uvalde School District, but was later fired.
New details this morning as police continue to investigate a deadly shooting at a high school up in St. Louis.
And as ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports, we are learning one of the victims, a health teacher, died trying to protect her students.
This morning, new questions about how a gunman entered this St. Louis high school before killing at least 2 people. 7 security guards were in the school at the time. Authorities say one guard saw the gunman trying to enter a locked door before the shooting. They say the guard notified school officials, who then called police. The police chief declined to say how the shooter eventually got inside, saying revealing that information could jeopardize safety.
You can understand that we want to try and make schools a hard target. And so to give the answer to the exam is really kind of offering an opportunity for somebody else.
Officers responded to the shooting just after 9 a.m., finding students hiding under desks, jumping out of windows, and live streaming.
It's the police! Okay.
the alleged gunman, identified as 19-year-old Orlando Harris, a former student at the school. Authorities say he was armed with a long gun when he opened fire, possibly in a classroom. One student says she escaped after the shooter's gun apparently jammed.
I seen my friend have all blood on her hand, and it was like she seen the shooter, and the shooter came to her and said, "You ready to die?"
Investigators say only 14 minutes elapsed between the first 911 call and the gunman being shot dead. Some of the responding officers happened to be nearby attending a colleague's funeral.
Hey, the call went out, they drove there, they put the car in park, they drew a weapon, they went into the building.
Authorities identified the two deceased victims as a 16-year-old female student and health teacher Jean Kuchka. Her daughter saying Kuchka was killed when the gunman burst into her class and she got between him and her students.
She put herself between them and harm, between them and danger. She was love. She was the embodiment of love.
A motive for the shooting is under investigation.
7 other people were wounded. Authorities say the gunman was armed with nearly a dozen high-capacity magazines. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
5:10, 65 degrees.
And coming up next, we'll tell you about the special project families of the Uvalde shooting victims are working on to honor and remember their loved ones.
Outside with live cam, Mike is tracking what could be an interesting weather day around here to see what happens after that storm system moved through last night. Currently at 65 degrees. We'll check on those gusty winds coming up. Just about 5:14, families of the Uvalde victims are working together on a special project to honor their loved ones.
It's called Remember Their Names Festival, and it's happening this Sunday, October 30th at the County Fairplex. Ana Rodriguez, whose daughter was killed, is raffling off a pair of customized green Converse. Her daughter's own pair with a heart on the left toe was how she was identified. The other victims will be honored in different ways. There will be a cook-off, an art contest, and a softball tournament. All of the money raised is going towards scholarships for Uvalde high school seniors.
22 scholarships in total. 21 will be for a loved one that was lost, and then one for in the honor of the surviving children. Our kiddos won't get scholarships or get to go to school, but they can be a part of somebody else receiving a scholarship and going to school.
The doors for the festival open at noon on Sunday, and it will go on till midnight. We have a lot more information about the event on our website at KSAT.com.
5:14, 65 degrees.
PayPal is getting more secure. We're going to tell you how it's changing the way its passkey logins work.
And YouTube rolls out a new look. We'll tell you about the new features.
Are you tired of washing dishes? Well, flip the way you clean them with Dawn Platinum Easy Squeeze. It's an upside-down bottle with no cap. You just grab and squeeze. Dawn Platinum's more powerful formula breaks down and removes grease 4 times faster. Huh, nice. No flip, no mess. Platinum is also a go-to grease cleaner for your sink, your countertops, and to pre-treat stains on laundry. Fast, easy. Dawn Platinum Easy Squeeze. Flip the way you clean dishes.
Breakthrough heartburn means your heartburn treatment is broken. Try Zegrit OTC. It contains the leading medicine to treat frequent heartburn, uniquely designed for absorption. Get all day, all night relief with Zegrit OTC.
This season, give love, give style with the perfect gifts from Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Get an extra 30% off top brands for the holidays, plus 15% off beauty, fragrances, gift sets, and more. Now at Macy's.
5:18, Apple raising prices on its TV and music streaming services. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple has raised prices on its TV and music services for the first time. The monthly subscription for Apple TV Plus went from $4.99 to $6.99. Apple Music jumped by $1 to $10.99, and the family plan will cost $16.99. Apple says higher music licensing costs are partially to blame. And YouTube is rolling out new features and a new look to try to lure TikTok users to the platform. Changes include updated playback options, better scrubbing ability, and the ability to pinch and zoom on videos. The new look should be fully available by the end of the week. And finally, PayPal is getting more secure by adding passkeys as a login method for all users. Passkeys are a new type of login which would do away with passwords altogether. So I can finally stop using egg as my password. it was always getting cracked. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Should have seen the look on Mike's face when Andrew said that one today.
It was forced.
It was a little forced. So we took a poll earlier, Stephen. We had those storms last night. Most of us slept through it. Did you hear storms or wind last night?
Slept like a baby.
Okay, most everybody did.
I slept like a baby. I can only speak for myself, guys.
The same. I didn't hear a thing.
Yeah, he didn't hear it.
I knew they were coming, so we brought Jack Skellington in, the inflatable, so that way he wouldn't be in our neighbor's yard.
Super smart.
That's a good idea.
Super smart.
But like Mike was saying, with those high-profile vehicles, you got to watch out with those, especially both hands on the wheel when you have those windy conditions.
So you've been tracking an incident now since you walked in the door.
Yeah, let's get a wide look at TransGuide, actually, because that crash does not look good, guys. Walking over to the lab right now, and you can see that we do have first responders that are still out there on the scene. If you are just waking up with us, we have reported that this is a pretty serious crash that actually shut down part of the highway there. This is in the southbound lane, so I'll step right in so you can actually see part of that is actually already, looks like the cleanup process is well underway, which is good news. But you have to watch out in this direction because it is getting busy already as we inch closer and closer to morning rush hour. Right now, I wouldn't say it's something to be too concerned about, but if you do travel through those southbound lanes right there at Southeast Military, expect some delays. Right now, I did send a tweet out, so you should have received a push alert if you do have the KSAT mobile app handy. If you don't, make sure you download that because we have a lot of information that is pretty helpful when it comes to planning your commute. Let's give you a wide look at the metro area. Thankfully, everywhere else is pretty calm right now. Even those busy spots where we tend to see traffic pick up, it has just been quiet, and that's some good news. But make sure to watch out because we do have some repairs taking place here off Loop 410 over on the west side of San Antonio, and that will be current until next Monday, October 30th. And keep in mind that will also be from 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning. The exit ramp to Valley High Drive will be closed, and I believe that should be October 31st, if I am correct. But scan that QR code that's popping up on your screen right now. That'll take you directly to the KSAT traffic page. Has a full list of all the closures as well as this incident off of I-37 at Southeast Military. We'll be watching it closely, but Mike, windy start to the day.
Yeah, very, very windy and behind that front. And as the front moved on through, light show for a lot of folks, and actually the line as soon as it passed San Antonio really started to grow, and that's why we did have some severe weather reported around portions of Wilson, Atascosa County late last night. Right now we got a lot of clear skies looking off to the west, but again those winds, 24 mile per hour sustained winds, Kerrville 23, Bernie Stage 12 at the airport, and then it's gusting basically 30 miles per hour out there at the airport. Same thing Rio Medina, 33 Kerrville, and 32 up the road in Fredericksburg. So we have to watch out again with the windy conditions out there. Wind advisory, by the way, up until 9 o'clock this morning. There will be some, and we have seen gusts close to 50 miles per hour up in Fredericksburg earlier this morning. Plus, with the very, very dry air, fire danger is extremely high out in parts of the hill country. So you can see the front working its way on through here late last night. And now this kind of brownish, tannish shade right there. This is water vapor aloft in the atmosphere, or in this case, the lack thereof. So that means we're going to have just some gorgeous, gorgeous blue skies out there. 65 degrees right now. It has dropped down about 2-3 degrees, 4 degrees just in the past half an hour out there in portions of the hill country. So this somewhat cooler air will continue to move on in. We will drop down into the upper 50s here in town this morning. And again, bone dry dew point temperatures down here at the surface, which means it's really comfortable out there despite the wind. So we dropped to 58 this morning, and then big warm up throughout the day, beautiful sunshine, and perhaps a light jacket. Already up to 70 at noon. It won't be as windy this afternoon, but still a pretty good breeze out there, 15-20 mile per hour winds, but just not as blustery and gusty as this morning. 78 high temperature, basically a normal high today. All right, here's long-range computer model. Nothing but the sunshine today, tomorrow. Thursday, a few more clouds, and the humidity tries to return. That's preceding the next front. Now, this paints with a broad brush, but as the front moves on through, we will have some showers late Thursday into early Friday. Those are going to be getting out of there fairly quickly. Maybe a few hanging around in the morning commute on Friday. Timing on this is still a little bit iffy as to how quickly they get on out of here, but going to clear out nicely on Friday, and that's going to set us up for a fantastic weekend as well. As for Halloween, we'll start the return of the humidity. It's still going to be nice, but it's going to be getting that direction as we go into especially Monday night with some more humidity around here. 70 at noon, sunny, windy, and then later on this afternoon, 78. beautiful day, still a pretty decent breeze around here. Tomorrow we start off at 48, so it's definitely going to be chilly. 57 Thursday morning. Again, humidity tries to return. Front comes through, a couple of showers overnight, early Friday. We clear on out. Again, Halloween looks pretty nice. We'll be at 80, close to normal, so it's not going to be cold for trick-or-treating. And like I said, humidity's going to try and kind of come back in here.
Sneak in.
Yeah.
Sneak in.
And
But
a
it
few
won't
more.
be a sweaty costume night either.
Not too bad.
No, and we'll have more clouds, I think, Monday night, too.
Okay.
Good news there. Thank you, Mike.
524, 65 degrees.
And up next, Marvel is finally revealing the first trailer for the Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Welcome back. 527. Marvel is ready to kick off phase 5 of its cinematic universe.
CNN's David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
It's a secret universe beneath ours. What are you so afraid of? There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think.
The first trailer is out for Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly return, along with Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer. We also get Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror and a glimpse of Bill Murray. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania hits the big screen February 17th. The stars came out in Beverly Hills for the inaugural The Griot Awards, celebrating African-American icons, leaders, and legends. Honorees included Patti LaBelle, who received the Music Icon Award, Queen Latifah, the Television Icon Award, Olympic champion Allison Felix, the Sports Icon Award, and Jennifer Hudson, the Trailblazer Icon Award. The show will be broadcast on The Griot and other Allen Media Group platforms later this year. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And time now is 5:28 and 64 degrees for now.
Just ahead, the Justice Department responding to a federal appeals court that placed a block on the president's plan to help with student loan debt. What that means for borrowers now.
In our next hour of GMSA, our crew is getting ready for Halloween, kicking off our haunted series with a tour of SeaWorld's Hallow Scream. You don't want to miss what they found, and here's a hint. There is a lot of screaming.
Making headlines this morning, a tragic situation over in Houston. A 10-year-old accidentally shoots and kills his younger brother. What the sheriff's office is revealing this morning about that case.
I don't want to hear it from MAGA Republicans, officials who had hundreds of thousands of dollars of debts, even millions of dollars in pandemic relief loans forgiven, who now are attacking me for helping working class and middle class Americans.
The legal battle over President Biden's student loan debt relief program is heating up. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. What it means for millions of American borrowers coming up.
And a windy night, so taking a look outside with live cam now, we are at 64 degrees and expecting more coolness tomorrow morning.
And good morning to you. It is Tuesday. It is October 25th. Steven's back from a long weekend off.
It's good, and this is first time for us here at the desk. So, working our way through. But it's really nice to be this close to you guys.
It is good to have everybody together
Y'all smell
again.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well, that's good.
We prepared. We prepared for the fourth shot. Yes,
I'll remember the Tic Tacs next half hour. I promise. I promise.
No worries here.
Anyway, front moved through last night on schedule, did produce some pretty good storms, and actually a few of them reached severe levels late last night. And now in behind it, it is windy out there. We've got a lot of clear skies. You can see a few stars, planets off there in the background, and temperature right now is at 65 in town. That number, dew point, has dropped down a good 35, close to 40 degrees compared to where it was at this time yesterday. Wind is out of the northwest at 12, and in some places it has actually been gusting close to 50 miles per hour in the hill country earlier this morning. Here's the last 12 hours in the satellite radar loop, and you can see that line of storms, and it really started to blow up once it moved past town and then got into Wilson, Atascosa counties. There's where some severe storms were reported last night. Wind sustained out there in Kerrville, 24 miles per hour, 22 lost Maples, gusting 42 Lost Maples, 33 in Kerrville, and even a lot of upper 30s, close to 40 miles per hour out in portions of the hill country. And with the very, very dry air in the hill country, fire danger is high today, so keep that in mind. Gusts still close, 45, close to 50 miles per hour throughout the morning hours. Wind advisories in effect up until 9 o'clock for the hill country. Mold, ragweed, both on the low side. Updated count's going to come out in a couple of hours, and we are going to be up to 78 later on today. Beautiful day. Still breezy this afternoon, not as windy as what it is right now, but with that dry air and sunshine, just gorgeous blue skies out there, a fantastic day. Wind is going to diminish tonight, and so that's going to set us up for a really cold morning tomorrow. Talk about that, the next front, and of course, the upcoming weekend. Don't forget about Halloween Monday. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, so got some lights out there still, right,
yeah,
Stephen?
Well, you know, within the last few moments, Mike, those lights looks like they went out. Those flashing lights, that is. Let's give you that wide look at 37 to Southeast Military. Notice that frontage road. It almost looks like traffic there is on pause, but that's because we have been seeing some delays due to a crash that was reported by KSAT in the area right there in those southbound lanes. Now, this led to the area, unfortunately, to be shut down, which is obviously going to cause a headache for drivers. You can see it there along the access road. Now, the good news is we're not seeing any flashing lights from this shot at TransGuide. In fact, it looks like that crash may have already cleared. We saw some vehicle off in the grass there, and of course, a record that was out there. Now that we're getting that wide look at TransGuide, it looks like we might finally have some relief out there for drivers. But of course, we'll work to get some information on that crash. We hope everybody's okay. Let's get you to the map, because that portion that was shaded out there at 37 southbound is because it was shut down near Southeast Military Drive. I wouldn't say you have to worry about that right now, but just still be on the lookout. Let's give you a wide look at the map, though. Thankfully, nothing major to talk about here, but as I give you that wide scope, I did notice a crash here along I-10. Looks like that could be in the westbound lanes of what we're seeing there on the map. I'll take a closer look, find out exactly if we can get a TransGuide camera out there, but I'll give them a call in the next few minutes. Just make sure to watch out for those first responders. Right now, travel times, though, in those westbound lanes, looks like we are seeing a little bit of a buildup there, 34 minutes, which is a little unusual at this time for I-10 westbound if you're traveling in from Seguin. We'll watch it closely. 33 minutes on 87 northbound traveling in from Livonia, and it's about a 28-minute drive time for our friends down in Floresville. So things look fine there, but we're going to get, looks like a lot better here off 37 at Southeast Military, where we did have that major crash. We'll keep a close eye on the roads and have those updates right here on GMSA. Steph?
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, a shooting inside a Northeast Side business has left a man in critical condition and left police looking for some answers. This happened overnight at a strip mall not far from Ritterman Road and I-35. Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, do they know why he was shot?
Well, police have not mentioned a motive. Just a little while ago, though, there was a woman here. She told me she was here under the direction of police to lock up this business, and she told me that the shooting happened during a robbery. Now, again, no confirmation about that from police, but they have been investigating ever since they got the call after 1:30 this morning. They told us they found a man in his 30s or 40s inside the business suffering from a gunshot wound. Witnesses told them he was shot by one of three men who had shown up here. All of them were last seen running toward Ritterman Road. Police say the shooter was wearing a gray hoodie. Now, according to the name on the door of this business, this is called Sassy's Cleaning, and I checked Facebook. Their page shows that they specialize in cleaning homes. Now, there's no word on why someone would target this business, which is sort of off the beaten path, and police, again, have not said whether this was actually during a robbery, as that woman told us, or what the motive was. Reporting live on the Northeast Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. This morning, the legal battle over President Biden's student loan relief program is heating up.
As ABC's Elizabeth Schulze tells us, the Biden administration is responding to a ruling from a federal appeals court that put the president's program on hold.
With student debt relief for millions of Americans on hold, the Biden administration is firing back.
The president's going to do everything that he can to make sure that we get this done.
Late Monday, the Justice Department filing a response to a federal appeals court that sided with a lawsuit from Republican-led states and temporarily blocked the debt forgiveness plan. The DOJ arguing the states failed to prove they would be injured by the plan. The legal battle is putting millions of borrowers like Cleopatra Melton in limbo.
I'm extremely worried
that it's not going to go through.
The plan cancels up to $10,000 in student loan debt for individuals earning less than $125,000 a year, or as much as $20,000 for eligible borrowers who were also Pell Grant recipients. The lawsuit filed by 6 Republican-led states argues President Biden overstepped his authority.
We do hope that it is successful. We hope that we all have standing and we can push back against this outrageous spending that the president is doing.
With 22 million applications already in, the White House is urging Americans to continue to apply for the debt relief, saying the court's decision doesn't stop the Education Department from accepting and reviewing applications.
I don't want to hear it from MAGA Republicans, officials who had hundreds of thousands of dollars of debts, even millions of dollars in pandemic relief loans forgiven, who now are attacking me for helping working class and middle class Americans.
A reply from the GOP-led states is expected today. Several other legal challenges to the president's plan are also making their way through the courts. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
In Houston, police say an 8-year-old boy was killed after he accidentally was shot by his 10-year-old brother. Deputies say the 10-year-old was handling or playing with a shotgun yesterday when it went off and struck his sibling. The 8-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. A 13-year-old sibling was also inside the home at the time of the shooting but was not hurt. Investigators believe all 3 siblings were alone at the time of the incident.
We've talked in the past about the importance of safe storage, of securing weapons, responsible gun ownership. This is appears to be a tragic situation of what could happen when that doesn't occur. And so our condolences go out to the family. We know they're extremely devastated by what has occurred out here this afternoon.
It is said the children were not enrolled in school because the family just moved to Houston. It's not clear who owned the shotgun or if any charges will be filed.
The drama between Twitter and billionaire Elon Musk may soon come to an end. A Delaware judge is asking the 2 sides to finalize the sale of Twitter to Musk by the end of this week or face a November trial. In April, Musk agreed to buy Twitter for $44 billion, but changed his mind weeks later. In an effort to get him to follow through with the purchase, Twitter sued him. And just last week, Musk told social media company he wanted to move forward with the closing deal. So now the judge says he has until Friday to make a decision.
If you're worried about how much time your kids spend playing video games, there's a new study that might make you feel a bit better. The study was sponsored by the National Institutes of Health. It found gaming may help with both cognition and impulse control. According to the study, kids who played video games 3 hours or more a day did better on tasks associated with memory and impulse control compared to those who did not play. The gamers also had higher levels of activity in parts of the brain associated with attention and working memory. Other studies have had similar findings, but this one involved the largest group of children to date.
Good news, 542 and 64 degrees for now.
Are you on a plant-based diet but really crave some steak? How the latest creation from Beyond Meat might satisfy your taste buds.
And taking a look outside with live cam, we are starting at 64 degrees, but expecting a beautiful day and even a cooler morning tomorrow. We'll be right back.
Exactly 5:45 in your morning consumer headlines. People who love their Mac computers but struggle to afford the product now have some options. Best Buy's Upgrade Plus program lets people finance an Apple laptop over 36 months with the option to either buy it outright when the 3 years is up or jump to a newer model. People will pay $20 a month. Then if a person wants to keep the computer, the final payment of about $280 is due. A customer also has the choice to quit the program and return the computer or stay with it and upgrade to the next model.
Beyond Meat has a new option for fans of plant-based foods. The company is launching its new Beyond Steak plant-based seared tips nationwide. Now the seared tips are chopped into bite-sized pieces similar to that of small strips of steak. The company says it is completely plant-based but contains 21 grams of protein per serving with no added antibiotics or hormones. Customers can find Beyond Steak at most Walmart locations across the U.S.
It's now 5:46, 64 degrees.
Let's look outside with TransGuide this morning, looking over at Loop 410 at Marbuck Road where things are moving. Also there at Highway 281 at Basse. We will be checking in with our Stephen Cavazos very soon.
Time check is about 5:48. Let's give you a quick look around town. We did have a few issues along 37 that have already cleared out, thankfully, and traffic is moving pretty good in those busy spots. 281 right there, you can see by the airport. We have light traffic if you plan to make your way out there. No need to rush to get to your flight, but right now, 281 north at Loop 1604, you can see that it is already starting to pick up along that particular spot of town, especially there at Hildebrandt. So just remember, you can see more vehicles out there as traffic does get going, but taking you right to the map. Now, this is a crash I mentioned a little bit earlier. I-10 westbound right there at FM 465. Unfortunately, I was talking to our friends at TransGuide on the phone for a little bit, and we are not able to show you the conditions out there. But if you are familiar with I-10, you know that it is a very busy spot. We have a lot of road work that takes place out there. So anytime a crash pops up, it could cause some pretty big delays. But what we're seeing here on the map is thankfully no delays in those westbound lanes. Eastbound lanes look pretty good as well. I'll have to watch that map closely, but if you drive through the area, watch out for those first responders. Let's give you a wide look at the map, and thankfully it is pretty quiet as we start this Tuesday morning. But as we're talking about I-10 on that subject, just make sure to watch out because barrier work will continue right there Thursday on October 27th, and that's going to continue all the way up until Friday, October 28th. Now keep in mind, this is going to be one of those overnight deals that you will see take place at 9 in the evening and wrap around 5 in the morning. Expect a full closure of the eastbound main lanes right there at FM 1518, but you know where to find that information. It's at ksat.com/traffic. But right now, traffic has been pretty nice for the most part, guys. Unfortunately, we're not able to see that particular shot at TransGuide all the way out there along I-10, but we'll watch it closely.
Sometimes that happens.
It does happen.
Yeah, that's okay.
Mike has a breakfast of champions of sort for this morning. The menu is rather interesting.
Yes.
It is, and since it's the dog walking forecast, if you have a very small dog, you may want to tie it down if you take it for a walk or put little weights on it so it doesn't blow away. Because it is windy out there. But look at this little guy, and he's getting breakfast of champions, eating some marshmallows, but actually says loves grapes and
cat food.
Cat food. Some other little goodies on there.
Grapes, peanuts, and marshmallows.
Marshmallows, okay.
Which is, of course, a smoothie in the making, guys.
Well, basically so. So, yeah. Well fed. No wonder it keeps coming back. So anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. And as I was talking about, if you got a small little dog, make sure it doesn't blow away or any of your Halloween decorations or garbage cans, lawn furniture, anything like that, because it is windy out there. We got a lot of clear skies looking off to the west to southwest. 18-mile-per-hour winds, burning stage 23 Kerrville. Gusts to 33 in Kerrville, 38 now burning stage, and further out to the west, 37-mile-per-hour wind gusts out in Del Rio. Watch it in the hill country for a high fire danger with the very dry air. Again, the wind advisory till 9 o'clock this morning. Very blustery this morning. Still going to be breezy later on today, but not as windy. Temperature 65 here in town, 59 burning stage, Lotus at 63, and then mid-50s in the hill country. So continuing to drop down in parts of the hill country, and some of this relatively cooler air will move on in here, so we'll continue to drop down into the upper 50s later on later on this morning. 58 degrees. Winds are going to be, again, gusting close to 40, 45 miles per hour, even higher than that in the hill country. And then 70 at noon. Winds ease somewhat. Still a pretty decent breeze out there, though. Nice day. I mean, great day to roll down the windows, let the house kind of air out a little bit. And the humidity, of course, remains very low. That, combined with the fact that we'll have clear skies and no wind overnight, is really going to allow temperatures to drop down tomorrow. Then the humidity starts to come back in here Thursday, drops back down with another front that's going to be moving through late Thursday night. So here's what's going on. This first low, and remember it was there were a couple of lows out there, the leftovers from that tropical system in the Pacific and the front all moved on through here. Now in behind it we clear out. But again, these upper level wind lines aren't coming down from Canada. This is a Pacific front that moves on through. So yes, the dry air does allow temperatures to drop down, but it's not like a blast of cold air coming on in here. There's the humidity trying to come back in here on Thursday, and the next low moves past, a couple of showers, and we get drier air in behind it. Not a big blast of cold air. So as we try and warm up a little bit, just takes us back down to normal readings basically for the weekend. 70 at noon today. Sunny, windy, high temperature today makes it up to 78. Again, fairly breezy, but a really nice day. It'll cool down somewhat quickly tonight. So if you are heading out, make sure you take a jacket with you. Then tomorrow we start off 48. Huge warm up, gain 30 degrees throughout the day. Good dry air out there. 57 Thursday morning. And the humidity is going to come back in. A couple of showers late Thursday, early Friday. Next front, good looking weekend. Trick-or-treating, nice.
Good.
Starting to get humid.
Starting to get humid. All right, 553, 64 degrees.
Look at your winning lotto numbers. We have pick 3, 108, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 3, 7, 4, 5, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 9, 13, 18, 20, 23. Texas two-step 11, 17, 20, 25. Bonus ball 8. Nobody won Powerball. It's up to $680 million. There are last night's numbers.
Coming up here on GMA, we are live from Switzerland, the Swiss Alps behind me. I am standing on one of the largest glaciers in the Alps. But, of course, glaciers around the world are in trouble, and they're just receding faster than ever in recorded history and ever in thousands of years in some places, because we're seeing that in paleoclimatology. We're going to bring you the latest on what's happening, what is so critical about them, fresh water for most of the world, and also the scientist that's trying to preserve them. That and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Still ahead in our next hour of GMSA, the city of New Braunfels looking to ban something related to puppies. We'll look at what they voted on last night. And up next, suspects in a deadly double shooting back in September have been caught. We'll look at the murder charges and how police were able to track them down. And TransGuide right now, I-37 at Fair Avenue, no problems there. But if I recall, there's at least one incident Stephen is still tracking way out off camera, not in TransGuide's view. We'll be right back.
This morning on GMSA, police are investigating an overnight shooting on the city's northeast side. What they're saying now about the search for suspects.
Plus, at least 2 suspects in a deadly double shooting back in September have been caught. And they're now being charged with capital murder.
And taking a look outside with live cam, we're cooler this morning. We're starting at 64 degrees and looking forward to a nice day.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday, October 25th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good Monday. And this morning it actually feels like we're in October and getting closer to Halloween.
We had storms, we had wind. Mike says a few of those storms actually got severe last night. But this morning the focus is on a continuation of some gusty conditions out there.
Yeah, earlier this morning, the wind gust was 49 miles per hour up in Fredericksburg, and that creates a high fire danger in parts of the hill country because of the very dry air that's moved on in here. So, because a lot of folks didn't get a whole bunch of rain, we obviously haven't had a whole bunch. But yeah, some of those storms last night did reach severe levels. Everything has moved on out of here. We've got some clear skies. You can see a few of the stars and or planets off there in the distance. 18-mile-per-hour winds here at the airport. Bernie Stage 18, 20 Kerrville, 22 Lost Maples. Then the gusts on top of that, close to 30 at the airport. Same thing, Stinson, 38 Bernie Stage and 42 Lost Maples. We've still gusty conditions throughout portions of the hill country, and the wind advisory remains in effect for the next 3 hours up until 9 o'clock. Along 35, 90, and going out in toward the hill country. We may still see gusts 40, 45, 50 miles per hour this morning. Mold and ragweed are both on the low side. The updated count is going to come out in just about an hour and a half or so. We will continue to drop down. Now, the wind does help to keep temperatures. It's not the perfect situation to see your coldest temperatures because it keeps the atmosphere sort of stirred up. But with clear skies, dry air, and that cooler air coming in here from the hill country will allow temperatures in town to drop down to 58 degrees. Big warm up then throughout the morning, and it's still going to be very windy in basically the first half of the day. We'll make it up to 70 at noon, and then we'll top off in the upper 70s, about what you would expect this time of year. Still a decent breeze out there. Wind primarily out of the north, 15, 20 miles per hour later on this afternoon. Then the wind diminishes overnight, and again, we'll still have clear skies, dry air, and that's going to set us up for a pretty chilly or downright cold morning tomorrow. Another front comes through before the weekend. What does that do for the weekend? And will we see more rain? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Cavazos, anything still going on big out there?
You know, it looks like this Tuesday morning has been off to, I would say, a troubling start, Mike. Unfortunately, we did have another crash reported here along 35, this time in the northbound lanes near Schertz Parkway. Our friends at TransGuide have been moving the camera around, so what they're showing us now is a backup, and you can see cars coming to a slowdown there along the northbound lanes of I-35. Southbound lanes don't look too bad, but notice it's getting busy already. 6 a.m. is the hour where we really start to see that traffic pick up. 35 northbound is where the trouble is going to be there. Right there, we're seeing it along Schertz Parkway, and that buildup, as you can see it right there on the map, lots of red that is already starting to develop out there. So just not a good situation. 35 is one of the busiest corridors in the Alamo City and outside the Alamo City. Thousands of drivers, hundreds of thousands of drivers make their way through there. So anytime an incident pops up, it's going to cause a pretty big backup. So we'll watch it closely. Hopefully have a better update in the next few minutes. But let's take you to another crash where we don't have TransGuide cameras in that area. But I can tell you there along I-10 westbound at FM 465, good news is no buildup is being detected right there. But our map is still picking it up, and TxDOT is still reporting that as active. So first responders are still out there. Watch for those crews that are working to clear the roadway. Let's go ahead and now give you a wide look at the map. Thankfully, everywhere else, it's been pretty quiet. We have had some issues that have popped up and cleared out, but we're going to keep our eye on those two incidents that are obviously causing some issues for drivers. Thankfully, if you're going to be traveling into San Antonio from I-10 in those eastbound lanes, looks pretty good, that journey from Bernie, 24 minutes at this hour. And right now, it does appear to be about a 28-minute drive time if you're making your way in from Bulverde, so no need to hurry there in the southbound lanes. And right now, I-35, those southbound lanes, as we just showed you on the TransGuide camera, don't look bad. 25 minutes coming in from New Braunfels, not too awful there. But as we take it back here to TransGuide 35 at Schertz Parkway, traffic is coming to a slowdown there due to that crash. We'll watch it closely and give you those updates in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police are investigating two separate overnight shootings. The most recent one happening inside a Northeast Side business. It happened overnight at a strip mall not far from Rittiman and I-35. Police say they found a man shot inside the business. Witnesses told him he was shot by one of three men. They all took off running. Katrina Weber is staying on top of this story, and we'll have the latest in our next half hour. Also overnight, two people shot during a disturbance. It happened around 11 last night on Richland near Gimbler. That's on the northeast side of town. Police tell a man was arguing with his brother when he pulled out a gun and fired two shots. The bullets hit his brother and a nephew that was nearby. The brother was taken to a hospital. The nephew was treated on scene by paramedics. So far, there's no word on any arrests.
This morning, two teens are facing capital murder charges after a deadly double shooting back in September. 17-year-old Curtis Wilson is one of three suspects, including a juvenile, accused of shooting and killing two other teens at an apartment complex. This happened back on September 18th along Noblewood Drive on the east side. 16-year-old Omar Neal and 17-year-old Devin Taylor were taken to the hospital but later died from their injuries. Surveillance video from a nearby gas station helped police track down the shooters.
Looking ahead, for the first time, we're expecting to hear from the parents of Eric Cantu later today. The 17-year-old put on life support after a now fired San Antonio police officer shot him at a McDonald's parking lot. The family's new high-profile attorney, Ben Crump, is also expected to speak today. We'll bring that press conference to you starting at 11 a.m. on KSAT.com, and we'll have more in our later newscasts.
Another law enforcement officer is facing criticism in Uvalde. CNN says the Department of Public Safety suspended Texas Ranger Christopher Ryan Kendall for the actions he failed to take during the response at Robb Elementary. Kendall was seen on surveillance cameras often talking on his phone both inside and outside the school. He told investigators he was giving updates to his boss. Sources say he had no discussions about options to breach the classroom. He is one of 7 DPS officers under investigation by the agency's inspector general. Just last week, Juan Maldonado was fired after the investigation into his case was completed. Crimson Elizondo is also under investigation. She left DPS to take a job as an officer for the Uvalde School District, but was later fired.
Meanwhile, the families of the Uvalde shooting victims are working together on a special project to honor their loved ones.
It's called the Remember Their Names Festival, and it's happening this Sunday, October 30th at the County Fairplex. Ana Rodriguez, whose daughter was killed, is raffling off a pair of customized green Converse. Her daughter's own pair with a heart on the left toe was how she was identified. The other victims will be honored in different ways. There will be a cook-off, art contest, and a softball tournament. All of the money raised is going towards scholarships for Uvalde High School seniors.
22 scholarships in total. 21 will be for a loved one that was lost, and then one in the honor of the surviving children. Our kiddos won't get scholarships or get to go to school, but they can be a part of somebody else receiving a scholarship and going to school.
And doors for the festival open at noon on Sunday, and it goes until midnight. We have a lot more information about the event on our website at KSAT.com. New this morning, the city of New Braunfels has banned the sale of dogs and cats from so-called puppy mills in the area. PETA sent a letter to the city council asking for the ban. New Braunfels Animal Services says the issue started in August of 2021 when a, quote, new commercial animal establishment opened within city limits. Since then, the number of animals received by pet shelters in the area went up by 175.
Happening today, a job fair for Comal ISD. They're looking to fill positions for after-school child care, child nutrition, custodians, paraprofessionals, and bus drivers. The job fair will be 5:30 to 7 o'clock this evening at Johnson Ranch Elementary. That's at 30501 Johnson Way in Bulverde. We have more information available on our website at KSAT.com.
And the time now is 6:09 and 64 degrees for now.
Still to come on GMSA, if you love Apple Music or Apple TV, you're going to have to pay more for it. We'll look at why and how much it could cost you.
I like all nuts, but I'm a big pistachio fan.
Cashews are wonderful.
They say almonds are good for actually good for you. So.
That is it.
I would say peanuts about.
Nuts are a favorite when it comes to snacking, but how much should you be eating? And is your top nut actually good for you? After the break, we're breaking it all down.
Outside with live cam, breezy in some spots this morning. Where are the winds gusting the most in our metro area? Mike will tell you coming up right here on Good Morning San Antonio. 6:13, welcome back to GMSA. Now a reminder from the American Heart Association. They suggest eating 4 handfuls or 1.5 ounces of unsalted nuts per week.
In fact, the FDA says eating that amount every day may reduce the risk of heart disease, but keep in mind some nuts are better than others. A study out of the Mayo Clinic says 1 ounce of almonds is packed with 15 grams of healthy fat as well as 6 grams of carbs. They are also loaded with vitamin E, which fights inflammation and helps with vision and cognitive decline. A 1 ounce serving of cashews has 12 grams of healthy fat and 5 grams of protein.
Cashews are great for bone health and have large amounts of magnesium. If you're looking to go low carb, cashews may not be the best option. A 1 ounce serving of peanuts is filled with 7 grams of protein, is low in carbs and has 13.5 grams of healthy fats. Peanuts are not only a great source of protein, they're also high in folate, which helps fetal development. They're also a great source for heart health.
And go ahead and have some walnuts too. Research suggests walnuts may help heart arrhythmias, and a Spanish study suggested that walnuts were as effective as olive oil at reducing inflammation and oxidation in the arteries after eating a fatty meal.
Interesting. As for the worst nuts, an ounce for ounce, macadamia nuts and pecans have the most calories, about 200 each, along with the lowest amounts of protein and the highest amounts of fat. But I'm still having pecan pie in about a month or so.
Yes, I was going to say, those are the ones you find in cookies.
Sorry, I don't care what the study says.
Back to our favorites, right?
That's right. That's what we want.
Yeah, 6:14. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Speaking, I love apple pies. I'm an apple pie guy, so just throwing that out there as well. Apples are good for you too.
Yes.
Let's get a look at the roadways because things are looking good here. 35 north at Loop 410. We're seeing a lot of traffic that's building up, and that's always expected because we're getting closer to that busy time. We all know it as morning rush, but if you are still at home, enjoy that cup of coffee. I wouldn't say you need to hurry out the door and try to make it to your destination, but you can see it's definitely picking up, and you can expect to see the usual traffic, at least at this point. However, we are keeping our eye on a few incidents. We did have a crash reported here. It's still out there along I-10 westbound near FM 465. Unfortunately, if you've been with us, you know there's no TransGuide cameras out there, but westbound lanes aren't looking bad. Just watch out for those crews. That is still being reported by TxDOT. We'll have to watch it closely there along our map. But another area where unfortunately we do not have TransGuide cameras is right here along State Highway 151 near the eastbound lanes right there at Military Drive. No cameras out there, but we are not picking up any slowdowns due to this crash, but that is being reported by TxDOT still, so just watch out in that direction. Earlier, we did have a crash along I-35 that is already cleared out. Let's just get you to this information. So that's some good news, but be on the lookout a little bit later tonight because we have drilling work that is taking place. As I mentioned, it's another overnight deal. 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning is when you can expect to see that work that is taking place. The entrance ramp closure on I-35 northbound road will be impacted from Weidner Road all the way to Bomar Lane, and that will be, of course, something that you need to be on the lookout for those overnight, late night owls, early bird commuters. Of course, that information is on our website. Grab those phones right now. You can scan the QR code. That will take you directly to our KSAT traffic page. It has a full list of all the closures there.
What do apple pie and pecan pie have in common?
They're yummy.
There you go.
It tastes good with a big scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Warm it up a little bit there.
Season for that, just around
With
the
a cup of coffee.
Sounds great right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A la mode.
But not a good one for breakfast for the kiddos when they head off to school, probably not.
Right. So, Stephen, not only did we bring back the Family Four shot, we also brought back the desktop racetrack.
Ready?
Oh, here you
There we
go.
go. Oh, here's the bus. See?
Hey, that's
There it goes.
crazy.
Drives right up and stops at the corner. It's going to be 58 degrees later on this morning here in town. Already got some mid-50s in parts of the hill country. Very windy this morning. And then later on today, 78 for a high temperature, about what you would expect this time of year. Still breezy and beautiful sunshine out there. Lots of clear skies, blue skies as well. All right, we have a little guy who is dressed up for Halloween. And don't read the caption. What's the movie he's representing there?
Oh,
Ace Ventura?
The Little Rascals.
No.
Sorry, I didn't see his.
Well, I mean, it looks like sort of like the dog from Little. No, the shirt
I was thinking of Spud McKenzie. I can't see.
is Beetlejuice.
Oh.
I can't see. Hold
Let
on.
me see.
The black and white check
yeah.
shirt.
Just don't say his name 3 times.
Oh, now I see the little flannel shirt.
Some of us thought he was doing an Old Navy flannel ad.
Or Spuds McKenzie. Remember?
Yeah, right?
Which
That's
was
what I was
what
thinking.
Steph said.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. And we've got a lot of clear skies. Gorgeous morning. It's going to be a beautiful sunrise. Going to be just fantastic all day long. Again, wind is somewhat of an issue. 18 miles per hour out there at the airport. 20 Kerrville. Gust 39 Lost Maples. 29 here in town. Rio Medina 32 at Hondo. 30 Stinson. And we did see earlier this morning gusts that were actually in the upper 40s, close to 50 miles per hour in Fredericksburg. So with the very dry air, with the windy conditions in the hill country, fire danger is very high. Nothing formally is posted, but just watch out for that throughout the day. And gusts will still be, they'll be up there, 40, 45, close to 50 miles per hour this morning in parts of the hill country, and that wind advisory is in effect up until 9 o'clock. So we're at 64 right now, 53 now in Kerrville. So temperatures have been steadily dropping down. You don't get as quick of a drop down, even though we do have clear skies, dry air. The wind keeps things kind of stirred up a little bit, but we will continue to drop down into the upper 50s here in town before it's all said and done. And these numbers are just bone dry out there. Dew point temperatures actually dropped off compared to this time yesterday morning, 37 degrees. As a matter of fact, earlier this morning, comparing to yesterday, it was down about 40, 41 degrees, 43 degrees lower in Uvalde. So all this very dry air has continued to work its way on in here and is going to stay in place throughout the day. So it will be a fantastic day. Like I said, we'll drop into the upper 50s this morning. Lots of clear skies. Warm up nicely, 70 by noon. Still probably need a jacket late this morning. It's mid 60s, windy conditions, not a bad idea. And then we'll make it to the upper 70s later on this afternoon. Not as windy, but still a decent breeze out there. Then the wind's going to start to really die down tonight. It'll cool off fairly quickly. And tomorrow's definitely going to be a jacket morning thanks to the very dry air in place. Great still tomorrow. Humidity comes back in here somewhat on Thursday, but another front will knock the humidity on out of here for Friday and then going on into the weekend. There's some of the rain that we got yesterday. Clear skies today, tomorrow. A few more clouds on Thursday. Humidity tries to come back on Thursday. And again, this is kind of a broad brush long-range computer model, but with the front moving on through late Thursday night, early Friday morning, some showers around here, and depending on the timing, which is still a little iffy as of right now, some may linger into early morning Friday and then clear on out just in time for the weekend and later in the day on Friday as well. So the forecast today, we're going to make it up to 70 at noon, sunny, breezy conditions, then a high temperature today, 78, sunshine, and it's still a decent breeze out there. Tomorrow we get down to 48 degrees, and then we will end up at 79. 80 on Thursday. Humidity is going to try and come back on in here, and then we will have that front move through. A couple of showers early Friday. Good looking weekend. Trick-or-treating, it's going to be seasonably mild.
Okay.
Humidity is going to begin its way to work back in here. So
we asked people to let us know where the full-size candy bars are being given out, and we haven't received any tips yet.
I didn't get any
Because they want to keep it a
emails.
secret, so you don't take them all.
I know, but I still would like to know.
We want to know the scoop. Let us know.
Just go into the lunchroom. You can get a candy bar in there.
Yeah, well, we have to pay for those.
I know. We do.
Yeah.
Really have to pay.
Yes.
6:21 on your Tuesday morning. Glad you're with us.
And just ahead on GMSA, two budget airlines are looking to merge soon. But could that help you avoid paying sky-high prices for flights? What experts are saying about it next.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details on the lawsuit against the makers of chemical hair straightening products.
I am the first voice of many voices to come. We'll stand up to these companies.
The science was always there for everybody to see.
Army veteran Jenny Mitchell and her attorneys, including Ben Crum, filing a lawsuit against 5 companies claiming Mitchell's uterine cancer was directly caused by chemicals found in hair relaxers sold by those brands, which Mitchell says she started using as a child.
I underwent a full hysterectomy. That was harder than the cancer diagnosis because I will never be able to carry my own kids.
And we'll have much more on this lawsuit and what it means for consumers coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Monaco Sarabdi, ABC News, New York.
To your consumer headlines, Apple Music jumping to $10.99 a month on the family plan, which supports up to 5 people. I'm sorry, no, that's $10.99 a month. The family plan, which supports up to 5 people, is going to $16.99 a month, up $2. On the TV movie side, the monthly cost of Apple TV Plus is jumping 40% to $6.99.
The airline merger between Spirit and JetBlue is one step closer to reality. Investors at Spirit Airlines have reached a critical agreement. JetBlue beat out an earlier offer to buy Spirit from Frontier Airlines, but travel experts aren't celebrating. They say the sale could have a major impact on flight prices. JetBlue says it's planning several changes, like adding first-class seating.
626, 62 degrees.
And still ahead at 6:30, Katrina Weber is live on the northeast side after shots were ringing out near a business. What she has learned from the scene, up next.
Gunshots fired inside this business have left a man in critical condition and police looking for the shooter. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you what one person says was the reason for this violence coming up.
Also this morning on GMSA, the trial against a former SAPD officer accused of child porn and bribery is running into a roadblock. Why evidence has something to do with it.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we are starting cooler. We're starting at 62 degrees and looking forward to starting even cooler tomorrow morning. Wait for that.
And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday, October 25th. Glad you're with us.
Yes, thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good Monday. I'm excited about today because it's going to be beautiful, but it's kind of nice to have a cold morning tomorrow.
Yeah, we are planning ahead, aren't we, Mike?
Yeah, and I mean, it's chilly this morning. You want to grab a jacket, especially in the hill country. And by the way, thank you for not saying...
You're welcome.
Yeah.
What did I did not say?
25th.
Mm-hmm.
2 months from today is going to be Christmas. So.
Oh, I did. I wasn't even thinking it.
Okay.
But thank you and you're welcome.
Yeah, anyway, we've got a lot of clear skies. Sunrise is going to be fantastic this morning. Yes, it is pretty breezy out there in behind that front. We're at 64 right now. Very dry air in place. I was clear skies, but we've got a pretty good breeze, so that doesn't allow you to get as cool as what you could get. It's not going to be the situation tomorrow. It's going to be chilly like we were talking about tomorrow. 18-mile-per-hour winds out there at the airport, 20 in Kerrville, gusts to basically 30 at the airport. Same thing, Stinson, and 39 out there in Lost Maples. We actually had wind gusts of close to 50 earlier this morning in Fredericksburg. We still have the wind advisory in the hill country, go out 90, go up 35, and also a high fire danger. Now, there's nothing formally posted, but of course, everything is very dry, and the extremely low humidity that we have, the lack of moisture in the atmosphere, not only now, but also throughout the day. So keep that in mind. Mold, ragweed are both on the low side. And this morning, windy, couple of clouds, maybe off to the east, but for the most part, everything is cleared out very nicely. And we're going to have plenty of sunshine. Still breezy this afternoon, not as windy as it is right now. We'll make it to the upper 70s, which is a normal high temperature this time of year. Tomorrow, yeah, very cool morning, going to be down in the 40s, then a huge warm up throughout the day, an absolutely gorgeous day. Thursday, the humidity is going to start to make a return. Another front comes on through here late Thursday, so we'll have a chance for some rain early on Friday and then clear on out. Looks like a pretty good looking weekend. Big question, will that carry over into Halloween on Monday? Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. Steve, we had some problems earlier. Is that anything going on now?
Yeah, we have one issue that still remains, Mike, and we aren't seeing it here on the TransGuide cameras. Unfortunately, we don't have cameras as far out as I-10 near Seguin, but we're going to get to that in just a moment. Right now, for us here in town, things are just moving fine. 281 there at 410. You can see traffic is coming at us, but no big deal there. There at 1604, it's just a tad bit busier, but that's always expected. We have entered that busy time, morning rush, so we are going to see a lot more folks out there this early in the morning, but just always be on the lookout for any extra drivers or any incidents that are being reported. We want to make sure you arrive to your destination on time, but more importantly, safely. Let's get you to the map, because that one incident I mentioned earlier, I-10 westbound there at FM 465. If you've been with us, you know I've been talking about it for a little while longer, but we're going to have to mention it again because it is still out there, reported by TxDOT in the westbound lanes, not far from FM 465. Just watch out in that direction. First responders have been trying to clear that for a while. No TransGuide cameras in that area, but it's a spot that we are keeping our eye on here from the map. Giving you a wide view, that bird's eye view of the metro area, we are already starting to see a little bit of those slowdowns, and that's always going to be expected, especially in those usual hot spots. US 90, if you're approaching 1604 from Castroville, you're going to see that in the eastbound lanes, as well as 1604 on the northwest side. And of course, that busy spot, that corridor 35 southbound if you're traveling in from New Braunfels. But thankfully, there are no incidents in those busy spots. So thankfully, we're not going to really see any delays there just yet. But back here on TransGuide, traffic continues to move just fine here in town. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police are looking for the person who took aim at a man inside a Northeast Side business.
It happened overnight at a strip mall in the 4400 block of Parkwood. That's not far from Rittiman Road and I-35.
Katrina Weber's there with the live report. Do police have any clues about this shooter, Katrina?
Sounds like they have just a vague description. They told us he was a man wearing a gray hoodie. Police say that man, along with two others who were with him, were gone by the time they arrived after 1:30 this morning. They say they found the victim, a man in his 30s to 40s, inside this business with a gunshot wound in his chest. A sign outside says this is Sassy's Cleaning, a business that apparently specializes in cleaning homes. The witnesses told police there were three men who showed up here, including the shooter, and they were last seen running toward Rittiman Road after that victim was shot. Police have not discussed the motive for the shooting at this point. Now, when we arrived earlier, we did see a woman here. She appeared to be locking up the business. She says police told her to do that. And she also told me that the shooting happened during a robbery. However, we have not heard that from police just yet. No word on the motive for the shooting. And they told us the victim was in critical condition. Reporting live on the Northeast Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. The trial against a former San Antonio police officer may have trouble moving forward. A judge has ruled evidence in the case was improperly obtained. Eric Rodriguez faces charges of child pornography and bribery. Court documents show a detective admitted she left out information in a warrant for the former officer's phone. There was also discrepancy on who signed the warrant. The judge ruled the evidence from a second warrant must also be left out of the proceedings since it depended on the first warrant. Prosecutors could appeal the ruling.
Happening today, you have seen it on Stranger Things, the so-called satanic panic. Hysteria spread across the U.S. in the 80s and early 90s. People all over the country got arrested and convicted of crimes against children.
It turned out to be false. South Texas Crime Stories looks into the hysteria. They got 5 people wrongfully convicted here in San Antonio.
Now, hosts Erica Hernandez and Lee Waldman explored these cases in part 1, and part 2 is officially out.
We'll hear what happened this summer between a man and who spent decades in prison.
That's right. And moving on to elections, thousands of Bexar County voters are wasting zero time casting a ballot. 32,005 votes were cast on the first day of early voting, and that is according to the Bexar County Elections Office. Now, if you're wondering how many total votes were cast in the last midterm, more than 551,000 people voted in 2018. So we're going to have to wait and see how that compares to this year's turnout. Early voting continues through November 4th. Election Day is on November 8th.
Right now, it is 6:37, 62 degrees. You're watching Good Morning San Antonio.
And things are about to get spooky on GMSA. Here's a look at what's coming up next.
I'm ready. Disassembly. What do you think disassembly means?
I don't know, but it sounds terrifying.
After the break, our crew found out if the frights at Howl-O-Scream are worth all the hype.
This morning, we're kicking off our Haunted Adventure series.
All week, our GMSA crew is checking out some spooky attractions around town. Today, it's all about Howl-O-Scream at SeaWorld.
Let's check out what they found.
We're back at SeaWorld.
Are y'all ready to be scared?
2022. We did it last year. We were super scared. I don't know if you remember.
It was terrifying.
I wasn't.
Joy screamed a lot. So we're going to find out if this year is the same. We're ready to get scared.
I think it's going to be scarier.
Here we
We'll
go.
see.
Let's go in.
Okay, we're about to go into this new haunt. It's the first time that we have gone through this haunt here, and it's our first experience of the night. I don't know how y'all feel about this. I'm scared already.
I'm ready.
Disassembly. What do you think disassembly means?
I don't know, but it sounds terrifying.
I'm not ready.
Much more intense than I thought.
My anxiety's really high. That was so good. I mean, it was good in like a bad way, but it was great.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
I didn't really know what to expect going into something called the disassembly line. When you go in there, just be prepared to scream, because I'm not easily scared. I do get scared, but I was genuinely scared on that one.
My ears are still ringing.
From Joy's screams. We'll see what else we can find tonight.
That was just the first one.
Yeah, that was the first
I don't know if I could take the rest of this, because that was a lot.
Joy's job is already scary. She's our executive producer.
That's enough scare there.
The other is Dylan Collins and Carla Jaggi.
Yes.
Yeah, so morning show producers. So of note, it seemed like we bleeped Dylan out.
No.
That wasn't it.
No.
His screams registered so high, it basically blew out the microphone. No.
Dylan's the first one in the red shirt,
right.
Dylan Collins. And now after watching this, I think I only want to go to this if he goes with me.
Right.
That'll make the whole experience
I also
complete.
want to go with Carlo, because scared or not,
he's just chill.
He is unfazed. That is just the start of the haunted fun this morning.
Coming up on GMSA at 9, our crew continues their adventure through SeaWorld, exploring their newest haunts, so be sure to keep it right here.
Let's see how scary the roads are at 644. Stephen Cavazos.
Well, I did that with them last year, and let me tell you, Joy's screams still stay with me to this day. They do. She could be a scream queen if she wasn't our executive producer, so watch out, Jamie Lee Curtis.
She can't do both?
She probably could. Why not? There's multi-skilled everybody. But you know what? Traffic's not looking too scary there along 35 at Burbank. We get a quick look around town. Things haven't been too bad, but we are keeping our eye on a few things, a few incidents, I should say, where TransGuide is unfortunately unable to show us the conditions because there are no cameras out there. Still being reported here along I-10 westbound at FM 465, that same old crash. But just be on the lookout for that. If you are just waking up this morning having that cup of coffee and you have to head out from Seguin, watch out for those flashing lights that may still be out on the scene working to clear this crash. It's been there for a little while, so we hope everyone's doing okay out there, but it doesn't seem to be impacting the majority of traffic. Giving you a quick look of the map, we are seeing the usual slowdowns in the same hot spots, 281, US 90 if you approach 1604 on the far west side. Just be sure to be on the lookout there, but we're going to continue to watch these roads closely. And as one last reminder, barrier work will begin tonight for our friends over here along I-10 East and Bexar County. That work does begin again at 9 in the evening, and it's going to take a little while for it to wrap up around 5 in the morning, but expect to see some closures, full closure of the eastbound main lanes right there at FM 1518. And you know where you'll find that information, ksat.com/traffic.
So if this group wound up going through the same experience at Howl-O-Scream, point at who you think would scream the loudest.
See, no one picks me because I...
No, seriously?
I pick Mike.
I pick Mike too.
But she's pointing at me.
I think it would be a sarcastic scream.
Yes, sarcastic scream.
Probably.
A couple of years ago, took my oldest to 13th floor.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I'm a brave guy. I can do it, but I'm not easily spooked.
All right.
No, you see that
So
scary
Stephen will
movies
take
all
the
time.
lead as we go into.
Yeah, you will
I'll
be
lead
in the
Castro.
front.
I sure will.
And then we'll...
Although I did kind of sort of scream last week. We had a guest on SA Live and from Animal World and Snake Farm, and they had a scorpion on my hand. And I was holding very still, but then it came over with this little pincher and then decided to pinch my finger. That scared me.
Well, that's a good
because it is
reason.
venomous, so
that gives me the heebie-jeebies.
If it was a room full of snakes, I would lose it. So
Then a high-pitched Mike Osterhage scream.
no, I'd be prone.
Oh, gone.
Passed out, yeah.
Oh, passed out.
All right, here's the skeletons. What do skeleton Vikings, why do they wage war? They die in battle, they go straight to Bonehala.
Bonehala versus Valhalla.
Valhalla, yes. Heaven for back in Norse mythology. So thank you very much. I love the hats on there and everything. And the little guy up there, the dog leading the way, of course. Love these. Got another week's worth or just about there. We got the glow of the early morning sunrise already. Sun won't be peeking over the horizon for almost another 50 minutes or so. But yeah, that nice, beautiful view out there. It is windy still in behind that front. It was windy all night long. And we've got 18-mile-per-hour winds at the airport. And then we do still have some gusts close to 30, 36 Burning Stage, 39 at Lost Maples. And even out in parts of the hill country, winds are still gusting 25, 30 miles per hour. We'll still see gusts all morning long, and the wind advisory remains in effect up until 9 o'clock for the hill country, including San Antonio and up the I-35 corridor, of course. 64 here in town, 52 now in Kerrville. So some of this cooler air will continue to kind of work its way on in here, and we'll drop down a few more degrees this morning, but the wind is helping to keep the atmosphere sort of stirred up a little bit, so you don't get the coldest temperatures, even though it feels like it with that breeze out there. You get the coldest temperatures when you don't have any wind at all with the clear skies and the dry air. That's going to be the situation tomorrow. Speaking of dry, dew points are down in the 30s all around the area, down about 30, close to 40 degrees compared to this time yesterday. And also upstairs in the atmosphere, we've got some really dry air. This is the water vapor imagery. The brighter shade right there, those are the clouds, the storms that moved through yesterday and then late last night. And now, boy, it doesn't really get any drier than that. So we're going to have some vivid blue skies out there today. Still windy this morning. It's going to be breezy this afternoon, but not as windy. So the winds will ease somewhat. We'll make it up to 70 at noon, top off at 78, right about what you'd expect this time of year. And then once that wind settles down, we get into the evening hours, it'll cool down fairly quickly. So here's what's going on. We've got this low associated with the front, and these wind lines, upper level wind lines in behind it, are not coming down from Canada. They're coming in from the Pacific. So it is, by name then, a Pacific front. So it does get rid of the humidity, but not a huge blast of cold air. And that'll be the situation today tomorrow. Then notice how they start to come in here from the southwest a little bit more on Thursday. A bit more humidity. Another front's going to move through here, another Pacific front. That's going to get rid of the humidity, then give us a couple of showers as it moves through late Thursday night, early Friday. And going into the weekend, it's looking pretty nice around here. Monday may start to see the humidity trying to come back on in here later on in the day. But overall, pretty nice for trick-or-treating. Not too hot, not too cold. 70 at noon, sunny skies, and then a high temperature today makes it up to 78. A little bit of a breeze this afternoon, but great day to open up the windows. And then tomorrow, make sure they are closed, because if you leave them open tonight, you're going to be really, really cold tomorrow morning. 48 degrees. Then we're going to make it up to 79, 80 on Thursday. Front comes through late Thursday night into Friday, a couple of showers, and then we are going to be seeing good looking weekend. 80 on Monday, a few more clouds later on in the evening. And like I said, the humidity is going to start to make its return by late on Monday.
But at least it'll be okay for Muertos Fest over the weekend. It's kind of outdoor at Hemisphere.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. Great looking weekend.
Perfect timing. Thank you, Mike. 6:50, 62 degrees.
Coming up next on Good Morning America, Ginger Z heads to one of the most awe-inspiring places in the world, a glacier in Switzerland. She's going to introduce us to the innovative thinkers who are fighting to save it. That's next on GMA.
Outside with Live Camp, thanks for starting your day with us here on GMSA. Very beginning of our sunrise on this Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Someone took aim at a man inside this Northeast Side business, and police want to know why. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'm in the 4400 block of a street called Parkwood. This is not far from Rittiman and I-35. That shooting happened after 1:30 this morning. The police tell us they still don't know the motive for the shooting. However, a woman who we found locking up the business later said that this happened during a robbery. Police say they found the victim, who's in his 30s or 40s, with a gunshot wound in his chest. They say witnesses told them there were 3 men who were involved in the shooting. They were last seen running toward Rittiman Road. They say the actual shooter was wearing a gray hoodie. No official word on the motive for the shooting, but again, someone who was here did tell us that this had to do with a robbery. Reporting from the Northeast Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. All right, we're approaching 6:55, and it is already busy out there. Quick look here at US 90 at Couples. Looks like we may have a stalled vehicle off in the shoulder lane. Road flare set up, and along with the TxDOT Hero truck. So some good news, but watch out, because although we are seeing some busy spots already, no issues reported, major ones, we do still have this crash along I-10 westbound right there at FM 465. So just watch out and drive safe. Mike?
Take a look at the sunrise. Heavens to Betsy, it is gorgeous out there. It's still pretty windy, though. 15, 20-mile-per-hour winds. We have gusts approaching 30 or even stronger than that. And wind advisory up until 9 o'clock. Temperatures right now have dropped down to 60 here in town. 59 Helotes, low 50s in the hill country. Nice warm up throughout the day. And we're going to make it up to 78. Still breezy this afternoon. Then it's going to get pretty chilly tomorrow morning. We'll be down in the upper 40s. And a gorgeous day. Humidity tries to come back Thursday. A chance of rain overnight Thursday into Friday. Setting up for a good-looking weekend. And Halloween is looking like it's going to be kind of seasonally mild.
Okay.
Right around 80 for a high temperature. The humidity is going to try to come back in here later on Halloween. I think it's still going to be good trick-or-treating weather. So you're not going to be sweating too much in your costume. You're not going to be freezing either.
That's good news there.
That is good news. Mike, you brought up earlier in the newscast that 2 months from today is what? You started it.
I know, and I regret it.
This is
it's the 25th, so 2 months till Christmas.
Right.
All right.
Too early.
I already saw my first Christmas commercial yesterday.
I'm not ready.
Oh, no, I'm not ready either.